What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, another 55 episode. So, lots going on. So, Dad has been doing lots of work on the car. Well, I've been doing lots of work on the computer because getting parts together in such a short amount of time is a big feat. And there's a lot to get together. So, I've been spending my time on the computer. He's been spending his time out here, but today I'm spending my time out here as well. As you can see, we have passenger side rocker. Pretty nice piece. Came in yesterday. Got it tacked up. Been measuring. Got this side pretty much squared away. Got the lower quarter on the front over here. So this side, it's getting stronger.
Door actually matches pretty good. Once we get both sides put back together, the cowl attached to the quarter panel with the rocker panel, then I'll brace it up. And then the people that can say, what about the braces? Why didn't you cross brace? There was nothing to cross brace.
This guy was just
literally, the car was rusted in half. You could take the quarter panels and go like this, so there was nothing to cross brace.
So anyways, that's coming together. And then as you can see over here, so this is the other panel that we ordered that came in yesterday. So got it clamped up and getting it measured and ready so that way you can get ready to tack that. And then where's the other rocker? Oh, it's over here. So this was a rocker that he already had at the shop. I ordered this and that one, and then this, the lower over there, he had, and then he had this one as well. So anyways, got that sandblasted this morning. It's all rusted, but it'll go here. So then in the back, you probably saw in the last video, getting these areas with patch panel, getting those back to strong, but in addition, gone through and made this panel, one, it's straighter, and two, it's also sturdy. So
yeah, check this out.
wait.
Watch.
Did you see a flex? I didn't see a flex. One more time for the people. Woo! Okay, see?
Flex the whole car off of the ground.
No flex, no flex. So basically went through with, how thick is that plate?
14 gauge.
14 gauge.
It's only 2 inches though. 2 inch by 2 inch. And
Boxed it
all
in,
that
so
too.
that way it's sturdy back
The
here.
chassis rails will weld to this and go forward.
So got that done. Back here is looking so much better, so much more like a car than it did last week at this time. So anyways, lots of stuff to be done today, but lots of progress already made. It's already looking better. And I know, it's like the patina's going away, No, we're gonna fake it, you know? So anyways, got a color. This has not got a name. I posted this on Instagram, some people asked, just mixed it till it looked right.
I took silver and poured blue in it, and I put some green to make it turquoisey. And I think I ended up with quite a bit of black and some white.
So we'll go
It
through
actually
here.
matches pretty good when it's dried out, so there you go.
Yeah, and then got some rust color to go in and fake that. We'll probably add some actual.
Add a little mint green to it somewhere too.
So this said, gotta go, gotta be hammered out. So while he does that, I am going to come in and drill spot welds out here, so that way we can take it to pieces and cut it. That way we can weld it back in right there. So that way, hammer the roof out. So got that section cut out. So as you can see, here's like the outer layer, and then the inner layer has like 2 sections. So right here was real close to the roof, so I was trying not to cut through there. And then getting ready to do a lot of hammering to try to get this knocked out. Other news, Dad has almost got, well, there's still a lot to do, but has this rocker tacked up. Okay, can you explain?
What? You
What?
already
I
explained it. Hold this in with your knee so I can go back there and look this way and make sure it looks straight.
I'm trying to get the video, trying to get him, but it's not.
I'm trying to work.
That's the problem with this, you gotta do it all.
Now come back just a little bit on the wheel opening. But do it with your lower leg so I can see. There. A little more. Okay, I think that'll work. I think we gotta bring the lower rear out. But this is really smashed. It's what you call hammered doo-doo.
Okay,
So
well,
we're gonna unhammer it.
go back to my real job now. Talk about seriously looking a lot better. So the roof, I think I already told the story, but we assume, you know, tree fell on it, something, and then right through the center right there was a real sharp line and a dent. But wait till you see it. It looks so much better. Okay, you saw the before. Look at that, even down the drip rail. Look at how much better that looks. It's like Dad was saying, we could fix it with Bondo all the way, but kind of gives a little character, right? Kind of matches everything else. It looks so good. So that is picking up a little bit more in camera, where it looks a little bit more dented, but it's just hammered out. And then across back here, also got that. He was saying it's a testament to a 55 because we've done a lot of hammering and it's not all.
Look, you know it's tough. These are bullet holes. There's like 3 of them. There's one in here somewhere that.
Yeah, well, I'll show you.
From the back side.
Yeah, it's a huge.
Did we? I guess we knocked it out.
No,
here it is. Look at that. That's huge.
Yeah, it's like bulletproof. Literally.
No,
literally.
They're big caliber. That's got to be like a 45 because it's 1/2 inch, and they're all over this side of the car, but none of them went through.
So, Anyways, much better. So I think we can call that a successful mission. Before get the rockers actually welded up is Dad's got a bar cut over here so that way, I was just saying, you've got a bar cut over here so that way we can put a brace side to side, and then we're actually gonna pull a ratchet from the top to the bottom to kind of suck that up, and then I'll just have to show you a video. Basically, cutting bars for bracing right now.
The main rail will be here somewhere, so I'm going to come in here. I think it'll be in the clear there. So I'm going to measure from that hole. I'm going to hook it in to the top of there at that corner is 23.5. So there's 23.5.
So getting some bracing in, this is temporary until we get it on the chassis table, but this way we can pick it up and carry it and it's not going to flex. We're getting it squared up. Everything is so much squarer than it was when we started. Here, almost got the quarter panel side to side matching. So this one at the bottom right here curved under a lot. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to save this lower quarter or if we needed to replace it. We went ahead and tried to save it, and it actually is looking almost identical to the other side now. So Dad's going through and fixing some more dents and stuff, just trying to get those two sides matching. I just went through and ground everything from where we cut it with the torch and plasma a couple weeks ago, so cleaned up all the edges and that, tried to get stuff matching a little. Okay, so lots of progress yesterday. It was mainly just cleaning up all the little things that needed to be finished and cleaned and prettified, we'll call it that. Really, we're getting pretty close to putting some primer on it to keep it from rusting, and then it's gonna be getting close to chassis time pretty soon. Oh, look. Hopefully there's nothing in here. Weight reduction. I am going to have him go through and show, he has got this at like a really good point. I cannot believe, after seeing how it looked a couple weeks ago, that we're at this point now. So,
you know, it's almost sad because just a few more days we could actually paint the thing, but
yeah.
we don't want it painted. So
yeah, so it started out, it was supposed to be rough, but I feel like everything we do kind of always snowballs a little bit. And it was
really, I mean, we knew we had to do that, but it just came out nicer.
I guess that's what I should say. It's a nicer body than we anticipated.
Yeah.
Got the rockers on, which I'm gonna have him talk about what's going on here. Got this quarter on. got it bondoed. So go back through there, bondoed in the back, and then quarter and rocker here.
Okay,
Give us a
first of all, we don't normally do Bondo over old paint and rust and damage like that, but that's kind of the motif for this car. So
Right.
don't mistake that. That's not my normal work. We normally sandblast and strip everything to the bare metal, replace all the metal that needs it, but we didn't want this car to be that way.
Right. So this is not, like you said, not typical, but
We're gonna, this stays, you know, it's gonna be flaking. We're just gonna literally patch patina over the top of that. We just don't want it to have holes in it. you know,
Right.
rust falling off on the drag strip.
right. So let's start at the rockers and talk about what's going on here. As you can see, there's some, on this one, you can see that it's been boxed in. Why are we doing it? Why is it raised? Let's go from there.
So, you know, putting the rockers on was quite a task in itself because this whole quarter panel was trash. I mean, it was junk. It was not attached to the car when we got it. It's rotted away. You know, this was rusted in two. It was rusted in the floorboard so bad that nothing was attached. So lining the rockers up was somewhat of a chore. But what I did is I started with this quarter panel patch. It comes back to here because this was just, it's laying around here somewhere. It's
Yeah.
literally garbage.
Junk.
So, you know, I had to get that on, get this on, get it kind of attached. All of this area in here was rotted out. The rockers weren't attached to the car. So I had to replace all that. You know, you're kind of fabricating and making stuff in midair is what we literally did. But we've got 1, 2, 3 more 55s in the shop that we can get measurements from. That's why we weren't concerned. If we'd have braced it to start with, it would have been bad.
We would, yeah.
Not
It was never
the door
right.
stuck up to here. You
Yeah.
know, it was bent. But by having so many 55s, we're able to measure. And then once I got the rockers attached and measured out, you know, we come back and braced it up. But so all this is fabricated, and then we bought a patch panel. Actually, I think this is the one I had.
That's the one we had, and
No, this is the one we
This
bought.
is the
That's
new
the one I
one.
had.
That's the one we had.
I had that rocker or quarter panel and this rocker panel, so we couldn't even start work until we got the other panel.
And these rockers are not the same.
No, the quarter panel, we don't even know who made this stuff. It's so old.
So-
And it wasn't really a good panel to start with. We
Right.
only used a little bit of it.
Right, right. So got the rockers boxed, and they also, as you can see, this is going to be a raised floor compared to a stock 55.
It allows me to put the frame rail up here. So it'll be up, you know, the top of the frame rail will be to the top of this lip here, and we'll be able to floor across. That gives, the 55 is so tall compared to what we're used to, a Nova or a Camaro. You sit in it, and my seat's on the floor, and I literally have to duck under my cage. My helmet rubs a cage. This 55, I've got that much room. You know, so it's almost uncomfortable the
It
other
is
way around.
uncomfortable. It's like the Nomad that's sitting over there. We sat in it, and it's like, holy smokes, you got a whole
It's a big car
airspace
inside.
above you. Yeah. So
This will be raised, but what that allows us to do is, it's, in the old days they called channeling. We're channeling the body over the frame, you know, so we're building a custom 25.3 probably now, just in case the car weighs more than 2,800 pounds, but it'll be no matter what, it'll be a safer cage. So it'll be a 25.3 full tube chassis chrome moly car, and it'll be raised up. You know, it's not a big deal, but it's a couple inches. A couple inches makes a big difference,
Right.
especially on the end of your nose. So, or a car. Here, the car will set a couple inches lower. This looks like a stock 55 Chevy.
Right.
We don't want that look. We want it on the ground.
So as you can see, as he's saying, it's a little bit higher than ride height. And then here, this had rust all in here. This was all rusted, eaten up. This right here, you can't tell. It's got to be a little patinaed a little differently, but this, you could push on it and push through. So
Yeah, that was literally from here to here was rotted out. I kept going until I got to solid metal. Evidently, I don't know, there was dirt, water, and moisture right here, and it rusted the roof out. Unfortunately, it's only about a ½ inch high. This was solid, that was solid. So I just cut that out and welded a patch in, and then, I mean, I just playing around with patina. We'll get it to look better than that, but it's gone.
So really,
The roof, we're not going to beat this, we're not going to Bondo this. It's part of the character.
part of
This
its
car's had a
story.
rough life.
It was not salvageable. I know some people, when they saw the first video, they're like, you tore up a good car. I've said it once. He said it once. We'll say it again. We'll keep saying it. This car was not a good car. It was not. It's good now, but the hours, estimate hours, because this is something that people, when they take a car to a shop or they're like, it's a good car, it is a shell, it is a car, it does resemble a 55, but just to get it to this point, which is just a starting point, there's a lot of man hours in this, especially if you don't have the background in it.
I don't even know. I'm just trying to think. I've probably put in it without your help, because you're the one who did all the cutting, cleaning, and stuff to start with, and you did help. I mean, you've been here for beating, hammering. We've hammered so many dents out of this thing. So you were on one side with a dolly, I was on the other side with a hammer typically, or we'd switch that off. So, but you know, a lot of those hours you were involved in it, but I've probably got, you know, 40 hours in the last couple weeks messing around with it,
so,
and then all the hours that it took to cut it up to start with.
Yeah, so when you think of car, just for own personal reference, when you see a shell or see a body, that doesn't mean that it's not savable, but it is rough and it's gonna take a lot of time, and if you're paying people to do it, it does get expensive. So I know that's another thing to know. We're doing the work in our free time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be free time.
This
car literally, when you say it wasn't savable, what you see left out of here was all that was good on this car.
Right.
The rear package tray, I almost, you know, felt bad when you cut that out, but nobody needs that.
Right.
That was the only other panel that was decent. Even the inner panels here were so raw.
Savable is a loose term, because obviously it's savable as something. It's savable as it is. It was not meant to be a high dollar street car, and the work that would have had to go into it, it's easier to start somewhere else.
The hours that you would have put in replacing all the panels on this, you could go out and buy a done 55 for.
Right, exactly. So that's
metal work is very expensive.
That's the reference there. So anyways, this has come a long ways. In 3 weeks, it has made a lot of progress. So getting ready to take it, carry it into the paint booth, spray some primer on the bare metal, exposed metal, and then that's where we're gonna cap it at this episode. And then we are going to actually build a chassis table, a rolling chassis table, because somebody's car just will not move. It is on this chassis table.
We're not quite ready to take that off the table. Plus, I want to be able to move this around. But something I want to make note of, people see this and think this is rust. This is actually acid wash. This is a phosphorus coating that comes from the acid wash. So all that gold inside, that's what you want it to look like. The primer will bite into this. This is raw new metal. This is acid washed old metal. So it's ready for primer, and it's really nice. But you know, we're not primering, we're not fixing. This will get clear coated. We want the ugly. We just got to figure out how to rust the fiberglass.
That's true. So anyways, stay tuned, guys. Just a little bit more left here, but by the time we end this, it's going to be a very, very quality shell ready for a chassis. It's in the booth, and going to mask it off now. Got it all masked up pretty quickly. So that's what it looks like. Just going to be spraying the jams, and then like in this Bondo area, stuff like that. Spraying it inside, the roof, all that. Up here on the cowl, so. Yeah, that looks good. you guys even believe that this is the same car you saw a couple weeks ago? I know I keep saying that, but look, it just gets better and better. So originally the plan was just to spray the primer on the inside and in the door jambs, and then come back and spray the blue in the jambs later, and then come back and patina it later. But somebody got ambitious this morning and went ahead. He's like, should I go ahead and spray the jams? And he did, and look at that, it looks so good. And then he's like, I'm gonna clear coat him. And then it was like, okay, well, while we're at it, might as well go ahead and paint and like kind of patina it back. So it's not totally patinaed back, like it's pretty close, but you can't really tell that that's been worked on, and it's so straight. So everything has a like semi-gloss clear on it. It's a little shiny, he said, like, you know, in the back, kind of talked about, but gonna Scotch Brite that. Look at this side. This side looks so good too.
This one's even harder to tell. That one almost looks like it's never worked on.
Yeah. So here, I mean, that's got a new border down there. It just looks so good. So, you know, as you saw, all of this was like, that was all rusted and it had been stripped to bare. And then, let's see. So that piece of junk, literal junk, was right there. Okay, picking up where we left off yesterday. So got it cleared, got it ready to go. You saw the point that we left at yesterday. It's now on the chassis jig, which means it is getting close to chassis time. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We were making progress at a rapid pace here, so chassis time coming up soon. Remember, if you want a little bit more timely updates on what's actually happening, go over to my Instagram, Alex Taylor Racing, and check it out there. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, be happy, go fast, and stay pretty. I will see you guys next time.